This is NewsBreak26 in Southwest New Brunswick. I'm Vicki Hogarth. Here's what's happening in our part of the world. CHCO Television teamed up with Swallowtail Keepers Society to host Tending the Light, a telethon for Swallowtail on Sunday, a live TV fundraiser to help restore Grand Manan's iconic lighthouse and keeper's house from weather damage. The telethon was originally scheduled to run for 3 hours, but due to an outpouring of donations from across the province, the country, and beyond, we were live for over 4.5 hours, raising a total of $55,000 for Swallowtail.
Incredible. That's awesome. So thank you.
The rise in crime and drug-related issues continues to be a major discussion point at St. Stephen Council, with members of the public expressing frustration in how they believe the RCMP are handling reports of crime.
Nobody feels like the RCMP care at all. When my shop was robbed, they told me, "We don't investigate robberies, bye," and they left. When I had a violent, repeat offending intruder with a history of violence against women in my yard last week, I had to call 3 times. They wouldn't come out. They called when I called 911. They came out. And they wouldn't press charges on him for trespassing or harassment or anything. And I was like, I hate to be a Karen, but I need to talk to your supervisor because that's not good enough. He broke the law.
Council and town staff have begun preliminary discussions on the possibility of hiring a secondary protective force to help keep watch of the community.
What are we looking for? Are we looking for, we as councils, we as the community, are we looking for somebody in a marked vehicle patrolling 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year? Because, I mean, if that is the goal, surely, obviously we can't do that with a part-time compliance officer, but we can have that service. But what's that going to cost?
The rise in crime and drug issues isn't exclusive to St. Stephen. Last Thursday, members of the RCMP met with the Regional Service Commission Board, municipal leaders from across Southwest New Brunswick, St. Croix MLA Kathy Baucus, and members of the public to determine their top 3 RCMP priorities for Region 10 for the coming year.
We still have drugs as our #1 priority, but we've included that with drug-related crime. And then our second priority is now going to be repeat offenders, high priority criminals that we want to try and look after within our communities, those folks that are creating a lot of crime. So we want to try and focus on those folks. And then the third one is, again, police presence. It's very important that we have police presence in our communities so that we develop that trust and communication between the people who live there and the police.
The province is also investing in 80 more RCMP officers for New Brunswick, 51 of which will be stationed in rural parts of the province. At the meeting, MLA Baucus said she would also look into getting a mobile crisis unit for Region 10 to help deal with mental health and drug-related incidents. Finally, forest fires season officially began on Monday in New Brunswick, but St. Andrews Fire Chief Kevin Theriault says it tends to start earlier in Southwest New Brunswick, where local fire departments have already been tasked with extinguishing a number of preventable wildfires.
We've been out to 3 or 4 so far this year. One ended up being about 10 or 12 acres up in Carrs Ridge. St. George area, Friday and Saturday, never stopped. They were leaving one call going to another, and in between all the grass fires, there was actually 2 structure fires. So, they're tying up equipment with these grass fires, and then something major comes in, and they're literally pulling trucks from all over the county.
In order to prevent the spread of wildfires, Category 1 fires require permission, while Category 2 to 4 fires need written permits. Anyone starting a fire is responsible for it and may face penalties for violating burning regulations. For more information, visit the Department of Natural Resources and Energy Development website or call 1-866-458-8080. That's all the news I have for you. For more stories and online exclusives, follow us on Facebook at CHCO.TV.
A news and public affairs production of CHCO-TV, New Brunswick's only source for independent community television.